Hi, my name's David Lebo I'm a visual artist. I guess if I had to say anything about what my work is comprised of, it's kind of observing nature and our place in nature and trying to discover the different truths that lay in that and how we can see ourselves in things that are reflected around us and through each other, because pictures speak a larger truth. The way that I do this that's most consistent is through doing cartoon art and applying cartoons into different kinds of visual media. And through this I really am able to explore different concepts that I enjoy, like music, nature, history, culture. I guess, really where I began and where I'm now aren't that far apart. To me, art and drawing was always a matter of exploration and developing ideas and having one thing lead to the next. And I feel like each course that I've taken as an artist has been one step along that path. So at this point I really feel like it's revealing itself to me rather than me trying to have it reveal itself. People that tend to gravitate towards my art are people that philosophically on some level are feeling the same way that I am when I'm creating the art. So it's really, for me, an example of art imitating life and life imitating art. And there's a yin-yang quality to that really only seems to get more interesting as I do this. Well, I began cartooning when I was a kid, and I was just drawn to it from a visual sense, but over the years I've been able to research it at an academic level, and I've realized that cartooning has a history that goes back in all civilization before even spoken word, through cave paintings and hieroglyphics. Most of the Asian languages started as cartoons, and then up through the Middle Ages, and all forms of communication somehow touch upon it. Well, I suppose that because cartooning is a universal language, and I've been able to practice it for so long, I'm able to find the correlation between anything that I happen to be interested in and cartooning. So that enables me to keep researching and keep trying to understand things and at the same time communicate that message with people. With all of these pieces, I took different elements of Blue Note album art and blew it up. I didn't really use any of the albums straight ahead. I blew them up and I tore them apart and I put them back together again. Again, this is something to me that the Blue Notes artists did themselves. If you'd hear a Lee Morgan piece, for instance, you'd hear phrasing that might have been used by Duke Ellington or maybe a reference to Count Basie. And those are all elements that I really tried to interpret visually and take the album art and kind of digest it and regurgitate it and then continue working through that. As well, some of the other elements I used were grocery bags to collage in with that, partly as an aesthetic feeling that it adds to it, but also grocery bags are something that kind of makes us all the same in a way. We all handle our food that way, so I just felt like that added another layer of meaning to it. This is something that I really feel like a lot of the Blue Note musicians did. They created different textures, they created different feelings and moods by combining different elements. A couple pieces within this series that I feel are particularly relevant are this Lee Morgan piece, for instance. It's not really relevant, I think it's personal to me. Lee Morgan was the first jazz musician I really started to understand his vocabulary and his language, and had a very smooth, groove-oriented style. And through doing a piece that revolved around him, I was able to explore his music a little further and come up with an interpretation of what I felt his music meant to me, sonically interpret something visually. After I work on a series of paintings, in essence it becomes a chapter that's part of a larger story that's being told. This year what I tried to do with the Langorado booth that we've put up is offer a means for people to enjoy the creativity in a lot of different ways. We basically created a series of paintings, a line of apparel, and a series of prints, and just tried to keep it very streamlined and very simple. And each element of that, hopefully, has the evolution of art and a progression of aesthetics brought within that. So when I designed the series of shirts that we did, it's all done with a certain form and an intention in mind, hopefully complementing the paintings as well, although the paintings should speak of something different. And then the prints also should reflect off the line of apparel, off the paintings, but have their own vibe going on.
There was no way